In a big green forest lived many animals. There was a fast hare and a slow tortoise. The hare ran every day. He jumped over rocks. He jumped over rivers. He was very proud. One morning the hare saw the tortoise. He laughed loudly. He said, "You are so slow." The tortoise looked at him. She did not speak. The hare said, "Look at your short legs. Look at your heavy shell. You cannot go fast." The tortoise smiled calmly. She said, "Why do you make fun of me?" The hare jumped in a circle. He said, "Because I am the best. No one is faster than me." The tortoise thought for a moment. Then she said, "Let us have a race." The hare stopped jumping. He opened his eyes wide. He said, "A race with you?" The tortoise said, "Yes, a race." The hare laughed very loudly. All the animals heard him. The fox came closer. The deer came closer. The little birds came too. The hare said, "This is a joke." The tortoise said, "No joke. I want to try." The hare said, "Fine, you will lose." The fox raised his hand. He said, "I will be the judge." He drew a line on the ground. He said, "This is the start." He pointed to a big oak tree. He said, "That is the finish line." The animals cheered. The sun was warm. The sky was blue. Everyone was excited. The fox shouted loudly, "Ready, set, go." The hare ran like the wind. His legs moved very fast. Dust flew behind him. He disappeared in seconds. The tortoise started walking, slowly, very slowly, step by step by step. The hare looked back. He saw nothing. He laughed and said, "She is so far behind me. I have time to rest." The tortoise kept walking. She did not look back. She did not stop. Her small legs moved forward. One step, then another step. The hare saw a big shady tree. The grass was soft and green. He said, "I will rest here, just for 5 minutes." He lay down under the tree. The wind was gentle. The leaves made a soft sound. The hare closed his eyes. He said to himself, "The tortoise is very slow. I will wake up and win." Then he fell asleep, deep asleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept walking. She passed a small hill. She passed a blue river. She passed yellow flowers. She never stopped. Little birds saw the hare sleeping. The birds said, "Wake up, hare." But the hare did not hear. He was dreaming. The sun moved in the sky. 1 hour passed. 2 hours passed. The hare was still sleeping. The tortoise saw the sleeping hare. She stopped for a moment. She looked at him gently. She did not wake him. She did not laugh. She kept walking. Step by step. Step by step. The big oak tree was near now. The tortoise could see it. Her heart was happy. The animals at the finish line looked far away. The deer said, "I see something." The fox said, "Who is it?" The little bird flew high. The bird shouted, "It is the tortoise." All the animals were shocked. They started cheering loudly. "Go, tortoise, go." The hare heard the cheering. He opened his eyes. The sun was low in the sky. He jumped up fast. He shouted, "Oh no!" He ran as fast as he could. His heart beat loudly. Leaves flew behind him. But he was too late. The tortoise took her last steps. 1 step, 2 steps. She crossed the finish line. The hare arrived 1 second later. He fell on the grass. He could not breathe well. He said, "How did you win?" The tortoise smiled softly. She said, "I never stopped. You slept, but I walked. Slow and steady wins the race." The hare lowered his head. He said, "I am sorry, tortoise. I was too proud. I made fun of you." The tortoise said, "It is okay, friend. Speed is not everything. Patience is also strong." The fox said to all the animals, "Today we learned something good. Being slow but steady is better than being fast but lazy." The hare and the tortoise became friends. The hare never laughed at anyone again. The tortoise walked home slowly and happily. The forest was peaceful. The stars came out, and everyone remembered that day.
The race was over. The tortoise won. The animals were very happy. They gathered around the tortoise. The hare was still on the ground. He felt sad. He felt ashamed. He covered his face with his long ears. The tortoise walked slowly to the hare. She stood beside him. She did not say, "I told you so." She did not laugh. She was kind. The tortoise said, "Do not be sad. You are very fast. But you stopped. I am slow. But I did not stop." The hare looked up. His eyes were wet. He said, "You are right. I was lazy. I was proud. I am sorry." The tortoise smiled. She said, "Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is to learn." The fox came closer. He said to the hare, "Do not worry. You lost 1 race, but you can win many races tomorrow." The deer said, "Yes. You are still the fastest runner in the forest. But speed without respect means nothing." The little bird said, "The tortoise taught us something. Slow and steady wins the race, but also kind and humble wins respect." The hare stood up slowly. He looked at the tortoise. He said, "Can we be friends?" The tortoise said, "Of course. I was never your enemy. I just wanted to show you something." The hare said, "What did you want to show me?" The tortoise said, "Patience. Life is not always a race. Sometimes you need to slow down
The hare thought for a minute. Then he said, I understand now. I will not make fun of anyone again. I will not sleep during a race again. All the animals laughed softly. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and pink. The fox said, let us celebrate, not because the hare lost, but because we all learned something. The animals brought fruits from the forest, apples and berries and nuts. They sat together in a circle. The hare sat next to the tortoise. He gave her the biggest berry. He said, this is for you. Thank you for teaching me. The tortoise took the berry. She said, thank you, friend. You are fast and now you are also wise. The hare smiled. He said, I will practice running every day, but I will also practice being patient. The little birds sang a happy song. The deer danced softly. The fox told a funny story. That night the moon was bright. The stars were many. The forest was calm and happy. The hare went home to his burrow. He did not feel sad anymore. He felt happy because he learned something new. The tortoise went home to a small house. She was tired but happy. She slept well that night. The next morning the hare woke up early. He ran to the tortoise's house. He knocked on her door. The tortoise opened the door slowly. She said, good morning, hare. You are awake very early. The hare said, I want to ask you something. The tortoise said, what is it? The hare said, will you be my teacher? I want to learn patience. The tortoise laughed gently. She said, patience cannot be taught in one day. It comes from practice. But I can help you. The hare said, thank you. What should I do first? The tortoise said, sit with me. Watch the sun rise. Do not jump. Do not run. Just sit and watch. The hare sat next to the tortoise. He was quiet for 1 minute. Then he said, this is hard. I want to jump. The tortoise said, I know, but try again. Look at the sky. Look at the colors. The hare looked at the sky. The sun was rising slowly. The colors were beautiful. He said, you are right. This is nice. The tortoise said, patience is like the sun. The sun does not rush. Every day it rises slowly, but it always rises. The hare said, I understand. Slow and steady. Not just for racing, for everything. The tortoise nodded. Yes, she said. For racing, for friendship, for life. The two friends sat together, watching the sun, learning from each other. From that day on, the hare never made fun of anyone, and the tortoise never felt small. They were different, but they were friends, and the forest was happy. The end.